Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast, a fan podcast dedicated to Manchester United Football Club. As always, like, subscribe, follow whether you're watching on YouTube, listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know if you want to do feedback as well. And then also social media, Instagram, TikTok, the Red Devils Corner Kick Pod, and on X, the RD Corner Kick Pod. Before we get off the show, apologies. First of all, I want to make a correction from last episode when I was doing my post-game recap of the game with the women's squad winning huge against PSG. I do want to make a correction here. I do apologize. When referring to the award that Jade Riviere got, I did reference it as man of the match, so my apologies. Completely mistake by me. Obviously, player of the match, it was a reward that was well deserved to her. She was definitely, for me, the player of the match. I do apologize that I came out and said man of the match. So my apologies. And again, another apology for being late with the episode. I know I said yesterday, Thursday, I had started recording it. I actually got through a majority of the episode and I scrapped it. Just canceled. Yeah, deleted, restarted. I'm going to restart from scratch with this episode. It was a massive, it just, the episode just didn't feel right when I was recording it. Obviously, I went into a little bit talking about the Portugal loss, getting into the preview for the women's squad. Obviously, we have a big match tomorrow morning. Also talking about transfers as well. The Ole Solskjaer interview that he did with the overlap as well. It was, and I recorded it, and I was like 25 minutes in, felt to myself, this episode just doesn't feel right. And I deleted the whole episode. So I'm starting from a new one. It's what it is. But yeah, listen, I can talk a little bit about Ollie. We if you watch the overlap, stick to football, he was back on again, talking about a few things, talking about Rashford, Sancho, Ruben Amorim as well. So if you want to listen to that, go ahead. It is on YouTube. Listen, there's some things I agreed with, some things that he didn't. I'm not going to spend the whole episode discussing that. Listen, we do have the women's game tomorrow, which I want to start with that. Listen, we came off a massive game on Wednesday, winning against PSG, rebounding after losing the first match of losing their first match against Aston Villa in the Super League, coming in, been playing very well in Champions League. They haven't been lighting up the ball in the back of the net, but they have been winning. Seeing that on Wednesday, taking the lead, having them come back and tie it up before the end of the first half. And then the brilliant play of Jessica Park, who was just moving the ball very well, getting it to Sandberg. And then you see Rolfo put in the header against former Manchester United keeper Mary Earps, and you know the rest. Overall, the game was great, and you can listen to that episode from Wednesday. So do give it a listen. But yeah, like now we have a derby. The women have a derby going on tomorrow, and it is a big one. We're facing the number one team in the league. City have been playing very well. No draws, 1 loss, 7 wins. We haven't played them since last May. We drew them last May when we last played them. We know how important these types of games are. And going into this match, we want to make sure that the women's Mark Skinner's got to make sure this women's squad is healthy and ready to go. From what I was reading earlier today, Skinner was talking about Tulis Joyce, whether she was going to be there. She was out on Wednesday as a precaution. She suffered a knock on Saturday's loss to Aston Villa. So right now, she was out for precaution. Toon wasn't in the starting lineup, but she did play. She had a little bit of a knock. It was just precaution and managing minutes, but having the number one keeper suffer an injury, it is undecided whether or not she's going to be good to go for tomorrow. Let me actually just see if there is an update on that. Let me just see here. Yeah, because we want to make sure if she's not there, she may be held out this weekend. Because I was just looking at it here. Yeah, Tulis Joyce. Because this is as of yesterday. No, I don't want to shop for new Manchester United kits. I have no money. Sorry, I'm on the Manchester United website. So yes, Tulis Joyce, who had ever been present in the lineup in this terms, was absent from the squad, giving Patel a chance to shine, who played fantastic, by the way. I'm expecting her to potentially start. So he mentioned she had a little bit of an irritation today, so was making sure that she's safe and healthy. We will assess her again tomorrow. That being today for the weekend, going into Wolfsburg, which is our next week's Champions League game. It's something involving in her face, so we're just getting it checked. She's okay. It wasn't a concussion, which is good. Concussions can be scary and can have lasting effects as well. So it's good to hear that the word concussion is not mentioned in that. Let's just see if we can get an update. Okay, so we have an update now, which is good. Skinner provides update on Toon. So this is as of today. So let's just get here. I think early in the afternoon, she's meeting the doctor, Skinner said in the press conference. So let's just see here. Okay. So yeah, Tulis Joyce had taken a knock to the face in the appearance against Villa, awaiting further medical checks. She was supposed to meet the doctor today, and is hoping that she's available for the weekend, as well as Toon. Another absentee from the starting, but she did play. She came in on the 69th minute. The boss said going into the game had a little knock, so just really managing her minutes, which is fine. She should hopefully be ready to go for the weekend. Hopefully she is in the starting lineup. But you also have another Champions League game, and then after that, it's a couple weeks off for the women's squad due to international break. So let's just see here. Any other news? Let's just see anything, any updates. As of right now, I'm not seeing anything updated in terms of this. So if we do find out anything, it won't be probably till tomorrow. Or we may find out something later today. We would have heard something, but chances are we won't find out anything tomorrow. So hopefully they're good to in the end they're gonna be fine. I have confidence in Patel. Again, first start on Wednesday, did extremely well. Was incredible. Made a couple great saves. Listen, she definitely kept PSG from scoring. She definitely did her job and she did well. So listen, we're going into a very tough Manchester City team. It's going to be a battle. The pressure is going to be on. So we're looking forward to for what we may do and what I'm looking at the preview here. Because again, I'm slowly going to get myself ready to start predicting lineups. I don't think I'm at that stage yet right now. I'm not confident, but you could look at something similar to what they did on Wednesday against PSG. You might have one or two players who came on as substitutions, like Toon may come on. Let me just take a look here. Turland is someone that you can potentially have who can potentially start. But you're going to probably look at something as well as what they had on Wednesday. And again, you have this, and then you have a game next week. So for Skinner, it's about managing minutes. It's just similar with any club when you got multiple competitions. You're going to want to manage the minutes and the health. And obviously, Toon had a knock. that kept her out from starting, but she came on in the 69th minute. Joyce having the knock, the hit to her face, kept her out. Again, precautionary reasons. Obviously, concussion, like I mentioned. Post-concussion syndromes can be difficult if we're diagnosed. So taking her out as precaution. And again, like, you have one more game. So for how confident you are feeling on Patel on Wednesday, that same confidence should be there going into tomorrow too. So it is going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge for the whole squad. You're facing the first place team in the league. It is a rival, cross-city rival. So you know what's going to be there. And City is a very talented squad. So look for something similar to what they did Wednesday. Even if you look at something, let me see if I can find the lineup from last week. So just give me a moment here. Matches. Come on. Load. Just keep. Where am I? There we go. Let's look at last week. Come on, computer. Load. There we go. I want to look at the lineup from last week. So yes. Yeah. So let me just take a look. Actually, that's one person who should be. You'll probably see Jansen back. That's one person who I should have mentioned. Put that there. Go back. Preview. So yeah, that is one person that you can look at possibly getting back, because she only should have been suspended for the Champions League game. So if you're probably going to look at something very similar to what they did against Villa. And so, yeah, like I mentioned, Turlin could be there. You'll have George back. Jansen should be back as well. You have Naslin too. So Rolfo. So so like I said, similar. You're gonna have some players in. But yeah, look to see Turlin potentially being there. Looking for Jansen again. She was out Wednesday because of the red card that they got against Atletico prior to that. So hopefully we see everyone there. But again, it's at that turning point. So again, Patel in keeper, probably see Jansen back in the back four. Because I'm looking at, because again, this is what you're looking here. So again, like I said, I'm not at that stage yet to try and give predictions, but just speculations on when you're watching the games. Let me just see if I can get one more match prior to, what was their last match? Fixtures. Let's check Brighton. Yeah. So it's definitely, you're definitely seeing something here in terms of that. So yeah, in my opinion, Toon Jansen should be there, and then you'll probably see more of an adjustment next week in terms of when they play Wolfsburg next week for Champions League. So listen, I'm excited for the derby tomorrow. I really am. It's the first derby of the season. It's first Manchester derby, sorry. But we're it's going to be, for, like I say about the men's squad, and I'll say about this squad, consistency, discipline, finish is something I want to see. They know how to score. We've seen them score at Everton, Brighton. We've seen them play. We saw them score Wednesday night. We know they can put in the ball in the net. Just they can't let what happened last week to Villa happen this week against City. They have to be in control of the movement. That includes going from the back through the midfield and onto the attack as well. Listen, we know they can attack out on the wide, and they do it very well. They do a great job attacking out on the wide. So, I'm I'm excited for it. I really am. I'll be up early, 8:30 a.m. My time in Canada, obviously in the UK. What are we? 6 hours behind? 5-6 hours. Yes. So you're looking at 1:30, 2:30 time. I should know this. I have been to the UK multiple times. No, I'm not interested. 6 hours. I'm fine. I'm good. 6 hours time difference. So, but yeah, 6 hours we're looking at here. Actually, hold on. Sorry, 5 hours. Yeah, I was right. 5 hours. 6 hours. No, Google, you failed me. I failed myself, really. Let's not, like, for me, who's been to the UK a couple times, I should know the time difference. For a kid like me who has been watching this game for long, yeah, that's on me. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I am so sorry for those fuck ups. Yeah, that's on me. So yes, 1:30 UK time. Yeah, 1:30 UK time. In the afternoon. 8:30 Eastern Standard Time in Ontario. 1:30 p.m. UK time. So, in Manchester. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So again, I will be back with a new episode tomorrow discussing the post game reactions as well. So an early episode will be out tomorrow. So I will be So keep a lookout for the next episode of the post game of Man City against Man City. So definitely looking to into that as well. So yeah, again, looking forward to the derby. Look for something probably similar to Aston Villa's lineup, but again, having players who were away last week, you're going to see something like that tomorrow. You'll probably see Janssen back. I'm going to check this. Yeah, I need to check to see if Janssen's going to be back. So, yep. Yeah. 1 game match. Yeah, it was a 1 game match suspension. So you should see her back tomorrow. So definitely want. Yeah. And then hopefully, and again, the lineup next week, Wolfsburg. So yes, episode tomorrow and the usual Tuesday, Thursday, and post game as well. I will try to do. Yeah, I should be doing a post game on Wolfsburg next week. Let's just see at the time there. So Wednesday, 12:45. So you'll get an episode, but it will be very late coming out. But hey, that's nothing new with me. That's me as always. I'm getting an episode out late. But okay. Listen, I can continue talking, but I do have other stuff to get to. But listen, make sure you tune into the match as well. Support the women's squad. They've been fantastic this season. Listen, as I get myself more and more familiar with, because again, I'm what now? 6 months now, just 7 months now, 8 months, 6.5, 8, 7. Let's go 7 months now doing this podcast, and I start off with the men, and I always did mention the women's squad too, from time to time. But again, we are Manchester United. I am going to be focusing on both of those squads. So again, I had to start small, and I am going to start branching out and again looking at both of the squads too. So Please, so please be patient. I know I mentioned it in the last 2 episodes, but I will be getting there better, and I will be looking at getting the lineups as well, because that's going to be exciting to do, especially if we have a double header again, doing a lineup prediction with the women's squad, and then same, like, just trying to make sure I get myself as familiar as possible. So yeah. Okay, I have other stuff to look into as well. So let's move on to transfer talks, the men's squad. It is international break, but we still have stuff that's going on with the Manchester United men's squad. Okay. Listen, like always, I can talk for minutes and keep going. Sometimes it's nonsense. Sometimes it's just, the way things work out, but that's just who I kind of am. Listen, we have transfer windows as always within the men's squad, but every time, and I know I mentioned it, we can speculate until the cows come home. But as of right now, nothing is official yet. Obviously, the news is always going to be Kobbie Mainoo, Joshua Zirkzee. Obviously, those have been updated. Everyone talks about the dream of joining Manchester United. I know Tuesday's episode I talked about 6 or 7. I'm pretty sure it was like 8 potential midfield targets to look at here. I know more and more predictions have been coming out about certain players, certain targets. Read on FotMob about United and Barcelona going for a youth player who was deemed the next Toni Kroos. So we have, Toni Kroos. My apologies again. So right now it's just a matter of wondering how that's going to go. The main goal, from what I've been seeing with the regime, well, I shouldn't say regime change. What I've been seeing is they're looking to build the academy, and right now that's what they have to do, because it's a matter of building up tomorrow's players. The metaphor, tomorrow, not the players coming into tomorrow, but we have to look at them as the future and building that up. And that's the one thing United have struggled with. Yes, we signed Garnacho when he was young. We had Kobbie Mainoo. We've had Scott McTominay, but we've had Marcus Rashford. We've had some other players come in, but we sold them. I know people are going to bring up Elanga. Blanking on the right back that we sold to Benfica and now is with Real Madrid. So obviously there's talks there about that how that's considered a screw up. But listen, we need, listen, at the time, you can look at it here. We know those aren't our players, or those aren't Ruben's players, but at the same time too, they are academy players that you want to build in, but they are working on building up a system. And you will see reports, because there's JJ Gabriel, who is always in the news as potential with the U16. I think he's already turned 17, so there's talks of him in the contract. We have Cheeto Obi. We have Aiden Heaven, who are youth guys. We have Jack Fletcher, Toby Collier, who's out, Harry Moss, who's out there, out on loan. So we have players in our academy that we're building, and we're working on it. But it's going to take time. But we have to get it through the youth academy to build our future. So you're going to see some transfers and talks about future players. Obviously, there has been some talk. This is as of Sports Illustrated. So there's talks of Antoine Semenyo. If you know of him, well, you should know of him. He's one of Bournemouth's best players. He was in talks with Manchester United last year. Obviously, Amorim is a big fan of his, but yes, there are talks of getting him signed to Manchester United, whether it's in January, which we don't know if that's going to happen. If they are going to go for January, they're definitely going for midfield, whether it's Conor Gallagher. I read a report today that they're looking at Edric from Real Madrid as a potential loan. He's a youth. He's very young. So having him come in, that would be that. But what would the cost of the loan be? And how long are you expecting Sesko to be out? Or if it's about Sesko, you are expecting Mainoo and Xerxes to be departed. So, and that's the one thing too I'm looking at. Conor Gallagher is a potential target. He has potential he plays the same as Bruno. But what's going to happen with him? If he's barely playing Atletico, you think they're going to bring in Conor Gallagher and Bruno's, who doesn't stop? He's a train that just keeps on going and going and going. You think he's going to be there unless there's something that's going on that we don't know? If they're going to talk Gallagher into being the replacement for Bruno, because it would be a loan to buy, which would mean like the speculations of Bruno potentially. Okay, I'm not going to get into it anymore. I don't want to get into that speculation, but it is, yeah, like, but yeah, that's basically, yeah. I don't know where I'm going with that anymore, but yeah. And let me just take a look here. We have an article from the Mirror. You know, the Manchester Evening News has mentioned about the potential target of the next Toni Kroos. Like I mentioned, the youth right there. What else is there? Let me just take a look. And this is from the Metro. This is the article here. When you type in Manchester United, my apologies for that interruption. When you type in Manchester United transfer news, just to get updates, some of the titles are just of these articles. So, Manchester United informed $36.5 million signing of their final January transfer decision. This sounds like Joshua Xerxes, and guess what it is? Xerxes has been told there is no chance he will be allowed to leave United in the January transfer window. Yes, we know he signed from Bologna. So obviously he hasn't been playing much. Him and Mainoo as well. So I completely understand why they wouldn't be letting go of Xerxes because of the Sesko injury. Not only that, AFCON, so we need players there. Like I do feel bad for Xerxes for not getting the minutes in, but I don't know if I talked about this last episode. The one thing is too, and yeah, like I said, I do feel for it. I feel tough. Like it's tough for Mainoo and Xerxes. If Mainoo was healthy last match against Spurs, I knew who we played. So if he was healthy for Spurs, we would have seen Bruno subbed off. That's just my opinion from when I was watching here, but I understood, like, at the end of the day, Bruno got the kick, or got the corner kick, led to assist, and we got the header to tie or draw. But yeah. But I feel like if he was there, Mainoo may have gone on, and you never know. For all we know, Mainoo scores the winner. But in the end, I feel like if he was healthy, he would have been in. Please remember this. We only have 5 subs a game. And when you have players in that, like, again, so, and that was the tough thing on that Saturday game, is obviously Casemiro can't play the full, so you have to sub him off. You had Maguire get injured, so you have to use a sub there. Dorgu was in a unique situation with a yellow. And listen, which in the end worked out well. Because at the same time too, if Dorgu got a red, we lose Sesko at the same time with that injury. So you go from being 10 men down because of Sesko to now down to 9. I don't think we're going to be drawing that game. So in fairness, it was the right call. So you have 3 subs there to do so. So you have Ugarte, it was Euro, Delo that came on, Sesko, and I am blanking. And who came off for Mazraoui? I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember who came off for Mazraoui. Was it? Yeah, Mason. Yeah, I have to go back to that game now. This is my fault. Brain fart. Yeah, massive brain fart. Actually, I should have my notes here. Who are my subs? Hospital. It's only Saturday, and I forgot what happened last. It's not even Saturday. It's Friday. It's Friday, and I forgot what we did last Saturday. Go back to this. Draw. Lineup. Yeah, so Dorgu. Dun, 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 dun. Who are my subs? Yes, Mason Mount subbed on. So when did Euro come on? Euro came on at the 72nd minute. Ugarte, 72nd. Sesko came on. Who did he come on for? Oh, Maguire. Yeah, he came on for Mazraoui. Sesko came on for Mazraoui. Euro for Maguire. Ugarte for Casemiro. Mount for Cunha. And Delo for Dorgu. Listen, I was still okay with the subs. And in this instance here, and that's the problem. That is the problem. Because again, every situation is going to be different. And listen, I'm not saying Xerxes can't change a game, but it's just a matter of it looks like every match is going to call for something different. And again, having Maguire get hurt and having Dorgu get that yellow kind of did affect the subs in a way. It did. It did in a way. And we know he wants to go for experience, but sometimes you may have to just stick with the youth and then bring him on in situational minutes. Because we know Yoro, Shaw, and De Ligt can play in that back 3, and they've been fantastic. So I think in the end, listen, the subs, it's always going to be situational. And Mount does play well in the 10. He can control it, and he does play well with Dorgu on that wing. But Xerxes, he can be a changer too. He can move it. He can do things in the right spot. So, and Cunha again with his fitness, I don't know what's going on with Cunha's fitness, but he's been struggling the last 2 games. So, if Cunha's in fitness and Mount's health isn't the best, you kind of want to have Xerxes there, and you don't want to bring anyone else in. So, the transfer window is complicated. It always is. And it's only November, and we're speculating on who we're going to get. So, listen, an improved midfield does help us in the long run. Nothing against Casemiro or Bruno, but having the players there is great. I know there's talks of Casemiro potentially being extended, whether that's true or not. I don't know. And I know I mentioned it before, but I would keep Casemiro on a reduced wage. And when I say reduced, like you're going to have to drop down to $100K a week reduced. Like a couple 100,000 need to come off your paycheck. So I know you got the rewards and we know what you've done, or not the rewards, the awards, and we know what he's done. But yeah, can you take 250K off, please? Just simple 100K, maybe. Or 150K. Let's just go in the middle, 125. Can you? 225 off. And it's 125 when you go to Champions League. Let's say 150 if we qualify for Champions League. Your base salary, 100. There you go. Incentive base. You got to make sure we have the money. So, but you bring him off the bench. You have a leader that can be there as well. So, yeah, don't get me wrong. Conor Gallagher, I think would be great. Stiller, I would like to have him as well. Elliot Anderson for 50 million, of course. Saliba, 35 million, please. We all know those prices are never going to happen. Well, Saliba keeps playing the way he does, yes. Elliot Anderson, potentially. Adam Wharton, if we can get him. In all fairness, I would love to have Elliot Anderson. But if he's going to cost 120 million, come on. I would go for Adam Wharton for half that, probably less than half, 55 million, boom. And not only that, you can get Semenyo too if you need him for another wingback. Like the price you paid for Elliot Anderson, you got 2 players right there. Not only that, Elliot Anderson, great. But yeah, get Wharton, Conor Gallagher, Stiller to come off the bench. It's there because again we want to get Champions League, and next summer we'll need the depth for Champions League. The rotation is going to be key. But I don't want to start talking about potential Champions League yet because we're not even halfway through November. We're not even back against to play Everton yet, which is in a week and a half. So, yeah. I know we have a lot of matches coming up from the end of November to December, and I can't see. I'm not even looking past Everton. There are people that do. I'm not looking past Everton because again, we drew the last 2 on the road, so yeah. But I like how I was going to talk about transfers and just went into this scenario about substitutions. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Don't forget to watch the game tomorrow. City United. It's going to be a busy weekend for me. Because we got the match against City tomorrow. But Portugal, here's my rant. I can go on a rant for a bit. I'm going to do the 2-minute rant here. Portugal plays Sunday. Listen, hats off to Ireland for playing a fantastic game. Hands down to them for playing fantastic. They deserved it. Portugal played like shit. But we're going into this Sunday, and again, no offense to the Irish team. Like I mentioned, they played fantastic. But could Portugal not get their heads out of their and just draw? That's all we needed was a draw. But yeah, they couldn't do that. When the pressure's on, they Ronaldo took the red. Listen. Talk about the Messi thing, talk about the soft red. Ronaldo went full, I wouldn't say Van Damme, but he definitely got some energy there, and that elbow to the back, and I would have given him a yellow, but that's me. But yeah, no Ronaldo on Sunday, but you know what? I don't care. I want this squad to win out against Armenia on Sunday, and listen, they're gonna Portugal's going to move on from Ronaldo. Why not do it in this situation here? But yeah, it's just I don't want this type of game going into it. The last World Cup qualifier, Jesus, we had to go through playoff and just did not go right. Or it did go right, we qualified, but that's not what I wanted to go through, and I don't bloody want it to go through this again. So need Portugal to basically just understand that the importance of this is can we just have that, please? Come on. Let's go. Win on Sunday, please. That's all I ask. I always hope for a win, but come on, can you actually deliver with it? None of the stupid passes, just like seriously, consistency, discipline, and finish. Like just do it. Okay, that's 2 minutes. That was my 2 minutes. I'll leave it there. Okay. Yeah. So I'll be back tomorrow after the match, post game, as well, and then back Tuesday, post game Wednesday, Thursday. I might throw in an episode on the weekend next week because United don't play until the following Monday. We're playing Everton on the Monday Night Football. So keep an eye out for that. So yeah, I'll be back with those. So yeah, I'll have more episodes again next week as well. I'm going to throw in an episode on the weekend next week too. So 4 episodes next week, a 4th one tomorrow. So yeah, thank you again to all those who subscribe, listen, follow. I do greatly appreciate it. I really do. So continue to support the channel, and I thank you again to all those who subscribe, follow, leave comments as well. I do greatly appreciate it. Yeah. So again, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy your weekend as well. Enjoy the game. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. This is the Red Devils Corner Kick Podcast. Glory, glory, Man United.